Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? I was debating on whether or not I was gonna make a video tonight, but I wanted to give you guys some coverage. I know we haven't gotten a chance to do that. My last video got corrupted. I think I might have mentioned that before in one of my videos, but which is disappointing. There was like 3 hours of content, and I was hoping to kind of break up and kind of piecemeal to you guys. But in a nutshell, I've been doing a lot of PvP practicing, getting used to playing the class that I want, trying out different classes, trying out different discipline combinations, things like that. So it's been a great learning experience here. And you know, the reality is, you know, we do so much PvP training, or I do so much PvP training, that we're going through armor. You can kind of see in the upper right corner, my armor is getting kind of chopped up. And basic armor, although it is basic, takes resources. But you know, I do like to get a chance to test out some decent armor quality if we can, and also some decent weapon quality if we can in actual PvP testing. So that's kind of what you see us kind of doing in this video, and I'll probably be hopping around in the video, so I'm not boring you guys to death. You guys don't have to watch a fucking giant centaur just sitting here mining level 9 nodes, right? But it's a good learning experience. So I guess kind of the takeaways from this is kind of learning how to work a single node with multiple people if you're into that kind of thing, if you're into harvesting. And you know, if potions stack, which I learned they do not, you just need to have one person who's got the potion activated, should be the one primarily dealing the damage to the node. Just basic tips like that to keep in mind when you are harvesting. Now, there are a few instances in here where we do encounter some PvP. That's only because some players try to get squirrely, and either you know, little rats, little hamster dudes are trying to steal some resources, or they just kind of got too close to us for our liking, and we basically just had to take them down. You know, it is a PvP server that we're on right now, so we are going to get random encounters like that. For the most part, it's pretty chill. It's pretty laid back. We're in a group of maybe 5 or 6 right now, just kind of harvesting. So we don't, you know, server's still kind of light, to be fair, and we are on an odd time, to be fair. So it is a little quiet, but no complaints here. We're just here primarily to get some resources so we can craft armor and get more PvP practice in. I think that's kind of the main focus. So I believe last video that got corrupted, and maybe I'll kind of just talk through that, what I learned since our last video, and I can kind of cover that now, which is disciplines. So as far as major disciplines go, I am currently on my Legionnaire rocking Field Surgeon and Runescar Gladiator. I believe that's what it's called. The Runescar Gladiator for the durability spells, activatable abilities, and then obviously Field Surgeon, because my primary role that I want to play is, you know, healing, a cleric, aka cleric. So I play a healing role, a support role in my team, and I'm just a healer. So I'd like to be a durable healer, but we kind of played around with it. So the last corrupted video that I had kind of showed me playing around with different combinations as a healer, whether that's, you know, trying to leverage my hit point pool and pair that up with thorns or damage return. I tried doing a build like that, trying different healing major disciplines, and what I learned was that right now, currently, Runescar Gladiator and Field Surgeon both are just too strong to pass up. I mean, I shouldn't say too strong, but they're very, very, very strong. They're probably one of my top rated skills, I would say, just because Field Surgeon just pumps out so much heal, and then you pair that up with the right passes, and you can sustain that almost indefinitely, it seems. So Runescar Gladiator is going to give you damage mitigation, and in doing so, it just allows you to just be so durable that, you know, if they try to knock you down, or they try to focus you down because you're a support, you're kind of doing your job, right? You're still durable. You can pop. I mean, I can get my damage mitigation pretty close to 100% if I was rocking a shield, but I don't. I'm rocking a two-handed pole axe right now. And I think my durability is still pretty close to 80%. It's pretty high up there. Once I pop some abilities, stack some abilities, it's pretty high up there. So with that being said, you know, I switched that over and I replaced Runescar Gladiator so basically sacrificing or trading off damage mitigation for damage return. and that didn't work out so well. So basically, in the last PvP video that was corrupted, I tried that out and I got focused right away, because I think what happens is typically in groups they'll kind of poke at the supports to see which supports are squishy, and if you're dropping health, it's kind of noticeable in a group fight. And I believe once you hit about half threshold, I mean, and they notice that you're losing life pretty easily, you're gonna get focused really really quick, especially if you're a support. If they can take out a support, it's highly favorable for the opposing team. So keep that in mind if you are interested in playing a healing team, or if you are playing different roles, to kind of keep an eye out for your healers, because not all healers are going to. I mean, there's so much variety now with minor skills, minor disciplines, I should say. And even minor disciplines in weapon mastery right now, the current state of the game isn't stable enough where I can kind of give a good, I don't know, form a solid opinion on weapon masteries, especially for a character like the role that I'm playing. I'm not a weapon wielding character. I tried doing the shield specialty, so it's basically sword and board, and that pretty much bumps my damage mitigation close to 100% with my abilities popped. Now that comes with stipulations, because you're probably like, oh, 100%, that's just cheap. Why would you not do that? One, when you pull up your shield, you're slow as shit. You're not moving very fast. You're very slow. And at the pace of combat in PvP, it's very, very rare that you're going to be able to sit there, hold your shield up, and have people who are dumb enough to focus you, one of the highest hit point characters, or just races in general, with plate armor, with a shield on. They're not going to really focus you. So I don't encounter that situation often. It's almost like common sense for gaming, right? You see a tank, their job is to tank damage. You don't focus the tank if you can avoid it. The tank's job, or in my case, I'm a tank healer or a healing tank. I can be a meat shield, and my job is to get in the way to disrupt positioning, all while maintaining my first priority, which is to keep my teammates up as much as I can. And that includes being mobile. So here we're just kind of digging around, but that includes us being mobile, and us me keeping up with my allies. And I can't really do that if I'm planted or slowly moving with a shield. That's just kind of from my experience. I just didn't like it, and I dealt dick for damage. So a little sword, one-handed sword, was not going to compete with the damage output of my two-handed poleaxe, especially if I skill it up. Depends on what you skill up to, depends on what you have your masteries are. So this is a good time to kind of experiment with your disciplines, just because it's cheap right now. It's going to be a fairly heavy investment to be able to do that in the real game. They stated before, Crowfall isn't necessarily going to be a casual game that you're going to hop in and casually play. It's going to be for the slightly hardcore players, MMO players who min-max, who theory craft, who are dedicated to their roles and their positions and their roles and communication and things of that nature. So this is going to be kind of old school, but hardcore old school MMORPG. At least that's the sense I'm getting from the group that I'm kind of grouping with. So but that's great. I think that's fun. I miss that quite a bit in a lot of the current MMOs, but I'm glad I'm getting to do something like that. And healers are a pretty big need right now. I think a lot of people are kind of gravitating towards some either durability or disruption, durable disrupting classes like the Knight, or I'm starting to see things like the Myrmidon, which are being more used now to disrupt and try to take down some of their squishier characters. But I mean, Confessor is just wilding out right now, I think. I'm seeing a lot of Ganeshans too, for their stealth and just for their burst capability. It's pretty annoying, but I've been I guess I've been strategically trying to uproot them or knock them out of stealth when I can. And so it's kind of tough to see. I think we every once in a while we throw some detection in there to see how effective Ganetians are with detection. So as you see here, we're just kind of crafting through. I'm collecting basic resources, and I'm giving my crafter the rare resources to produce armor. So that's cool. I'm kind of wandering around. We're kind of going around collecting nodes here, and you know, creating pickaxes as I need them. You know, here I'm dumping resources, and you can see our group, we're kind of continuously just rotating nodes. I need to get the cobblestone, kind of stockpiling up in my spirit bank some wood, some basic stone, all whites, and some basic ore. And this will be sufficient if I need to recraft more armor and stuff like that on the fly when I'm doing more PvP testing. And you can see here as we're gathering, the Templars kind of laying down the giant AoE, and this kind of helps prevent little hamsters from kind of burrowing under, because once they take some damage, it'll hopefully knock them out of stealth. I'm just kind of swinging around, we're kind of just goofing off around here. We know there is a Ganetian around because we're getting popped for little bits of damage at a time, and it's just kind of funny. It's kind of like you get this constant little poke. But I think eventually we do find him, a sneaky little rat bro, and I believe we dropped the hammer on him pretty hard. Poor little hamster dude. I mean, like, I'm sitting here full geared, and I've got my abilities ready to go in case something pops off, but quickly realized that this server is just dead, and so we're able to get some mining done, which is pretty sweet. Here we find a Confessor. I believe that's Confessor, right? Or is that a Ranger? My bad. Oh no, that's a freaking hamster. What am I saying? That's the freaking Ganetian. Rip. I'm sitting here like, what the hell is it? And so they're just like, oh man, we found the hamster, bro. And so he's like burrowing around and we're chasing, and then I think we eventually catch him out. It's kind of funny. Oh, there it is. So you kind of see he popped out. He popped out, which I think was a mistake on his part, and then we kind of mobbed him to clear him. This guy's kind of been a pain in the ass, so I'm sitting here dropping heals, making sure I'm keeping my guys up, and then not too much effort. I threw a couple swings in there, but it really wasn't needed for that extra damage. Yeah, we continue. This time around, I think he comes back. Comes back for this one, and he just I'm sitting there throwing some heals, and I'm just getting some basic clashes in. Getting used to the leap too. I'm really liking the leap on right click. I tried replacing it with some other healing macros or keybinds. I do not like the numerical keybind. It's just a pain in the ass for me. So I can't wait till we can actually reassign keys on our keyboard to actual abilities that we have. So I can kind of customize my rotation, stuff like that, my abilities, which would be nice, you know. So I don't have that finger span that we need. So more basic mining. Don't want to bore you guys with this, but I think there's also another PvP encounter I think we have. Let me see if I can get that. More basic looting, me dumping some more shit. Collect more wood. Could have sworn there was a second encounter. I might have accidentally skipped over it. That goes to show you, you know, I'm skipping over a few seconds at a time. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I you know, drop my armor up at the spear bank. I'm kind of running around, kind of chatting, saying my farewells to my buddies. But that's pretty much it. I mean, sorry the content isn't the most interesting. We caught the server down at a lull time, and frankly, I've been kind of focusing my efforts on some private PvP groups that I have with some friends, and we've pretty much been testing out, discipline combinations and armor mitigation, damage mitigation, just spells or group comps, stuff like that. Kind of prepare us. So we're ready for, launch and all that fun stuff. So that, keep in mind, disciplines right now are like 1 ore to craft, which is just dirt cheap. It's just frankly, not going to be that cheap on launch. So this will give us a good chance to kind of explore and figure out what combinations we want to use. That way, at launch time, you're not kind of throwing darts in the dark. You kind of have a sense of direction on what you would be interested in. I think the primary thing right now is trying to figure out what role you want to play in the group. What do you want to do for the group? Are you a harvester? Are you a scouter? Are you a PvPer? Are you a builder? Are you a crafter? What are you? Are you what do you want to craft? What do you want to harvest? What do you want to build? If you're a PvPer, what role are you? In the holy trinity of things, are you a DPS? Are you a tank? Are you a healer? And within that primary trinity, you figure out, what personal combination you want. Do you want just a pure tank, just a damage sponge? Is that your goal? Do you want to be a durable melee DPS? Do you want to be a little bit more durable range DPS? And what kind of trade-offs that comes with? Things of that nature, right? And we don't even know what the racial passives are going to be yet. So there you go. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. That's pretty much all I have. Like I said, I wasn't going to create a video, but I decided, why not? This be worth it, right? So, yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Apologize if it's a little cut and dry for some of you. Nothing too exciting yet, but I am excited for when they do release the class or unlock the classes and races. And I believe they are currently working to launch the first campaign world. So once again, I want to thank you guys for stopping by and showing some support. I've been seeing some people supporting the videos and showing me some love, so I appreciate that. Whether it's one person or whether it's 100 people, just giving feedback, I appreciate it. And some of you guys show up live, so that's sometimes it'll look like I'm just chatting to myself, but I appreciate those that do show up live and show up for the stream. So yeah, sorry to drag this on anymore. Peace out, guys. Have a good night, and we'll catch you guys possibly tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get some PvP in tomorrow. That'd be great. Tune in for that. All right, guys.